Hi guys, today is a little bit different. As you can see, I am out and about. It's like 10 o'clock at night, a little bit of a rough day. So I just wanted to chit chat a little bit, almost like an update, really. For my future self, so we can come back here and see where I was. So as most of you know, we are still in the process of searching for homes. We just got our fifth rejection, maybe, I don't know, 3 days ago or so. It was sort of interesting because we finally got into the finale, right, if you will. There was a lot of offers, and we were kind of in the running as far as the last two people, another family and ourselves. And it really just came down to them having more and willing to pay more than what the home was valued at. If you didn't know, this is a seller's market, which means that, sellers call the shots. Homes are getting 10 and 12 offers. And, it's really tough, especially if you don't want to put that much down, or, just, you have to really have the cash, right? And so these people were willing to, let's say the house was valued at, just an example, $100,000. That's definitely not the case in California, by the way, but let's just say for numbers purposes or conversation purposes, the house was valued at $100,000. That's what the listing price of the house is, and people are offering, let's say, $130,000, and they're willing to pay that even if the house, once it's valued, only comes to about $110,000. Right? That means that as soon as you buy that house, you're kind of in the negative as far as equity or the value of the house. You're obviously upside down because the house is worth $110,000 and you just gave $20,000 over. So, we weren't willing to do that. We don't have that just laying around anyway. We just weren't willing to do that. So we lost out on that. And, I feel like along the way we've learned a lot with this home buying journey. But you don't know until you're in it, right? And I've asked so many questions. I've had really good conversations with our realtor, with a couple lenders, just explaining things that, it's not what you think it is. When you think you know what a realtor does, you don't. There's so much behind the scenes. And so it gives me an appreciation for everybody in that business, right? In the real estate business. And, every time sort of we've been rejected, it's been at a couple different steps. First we were just offering, not putting anything down with our VA loan. And then, we had to step it up and say, okay, we might have some closing costs, and then just kind of go from there. But because, again, it's a seller's market, they're having really, pick of the litter. They can go with somebody who's offering a lot more than what they're listing the house at. And honestly, for regular people like us, if you're thinking about the financial position that you're in, you're probably going to pick the one that either has the cash to give you right off the bat, or if they're willing to pay you over the what the house is appraised for. So that's understandable. But when you're on this end and you're so eager to get a house and you want to start paying your own rent and not pay others rent, when you're renting, it can be frustrating. It could be hard to take. I think the first couple times we were rejected, it was hard. It's pretty difficult because you get excited and you love what you see in the home. And I know obviously there's a house out there for us. And at this point, I don't think we're rushing it. I'm hoping that the tide turns a little bit to where it becomes a buyer's market, or a little bit. But we're just waiting to see. We're also looking at different cities that are a little less expensive, that are kind of far from things. Alex definitely likes more of the country living. I am more of a city girl. So that's an adjustment, but that's just what it is. Originally, I'm from Texas. I love my Texas state. And a lot of times it's hard to compare what you can get in California to what you can get in Texas. All my Texas people, y'all know what I'm talking about. I always joke that you can get a mansion down there, because you can. And up here, for the same amount, it's a condo or a townhome, and you're sharing a wall or you're sharing like a floor because obviously you're above someone or below someone. It's like apartment living, but you own it. We actually put an offer on one of those, like, and it didn't work out, and we just wouldn't be happy there. We also don't want to settle. And so if anybody else is on like their home buying journey, whether it's your first house or your fifth house, let me know in the comments below, like what, is there some type of tip, something that you learned along the way that would be helpful to somebody else purchasing a home? I feel like that's kind of the process that, like, we're in limbo right now, trying to find a good area. Like, there's so many things that we're like, it's important to us, trying to get a good backyard, like all these things. But in the meantime, just seeing what we're looking for in a house, it's kind of hard because then you're debating, like, I want it in a good area, but then it doesn't have a big backyard, or it has mostly concrete backyard, which I'm kind of okay with. I'd be okay without grass. But, one of the houses I just saw had a pool and I was so excited. But then, like, the area, even though it had an HOA, like a homeowners association where you pay to keep like the neighborhood nice, a couple houses didn't look like kept up. So I was like wondering, what does the HOA do? Because it was the outside of the home. So anyway, sometimes I feel discouraged. Sometimes I am excited just for the process of like finding a home. But then you kind of feel like, man, it's an uphill battle because we just don't have that much money to, outbid someone else. And so that just means that you're kind of always sort of, I don't know, almost defeated before anything starts. So anyway, that's just where I'm at. I just thought I would do a little quick update here about the home buying process and just the stressors that come with that. Again, if you have bought a home and you could share just, what was encouraging to you, what would have been a decision that you would have made differently, even when you were shopping for the home, what are you looking for? And if you, that obviously maybe I haven't thought about, and if you purchased the home, what did you run into after you purchased it? One of my kind of concerns is like, it's been appraised, inspection has been done. What if you move in and then things go south? Like, was there something like a clue that it was going to go south, like the AC or, the sinks or whatever? Like, I always wonder about that because it's exciting to buy the home, but if it's an older home or like already lived in, I feel like things are bound to break. So that's a little bit of a concern. So anyway, that's where we're at right now. We're still kind of in the search of homes, but we kind of said, we're going to chill for a little bit. Like, let's just not put an offer. But then homes keep coming up like left and right. And we just can't help but be like, is this the one? But honestly, houses are staying up for a day or two and getting so many offers above asking price. It's pretty crazy. So anyway, that's it for tonight. Again, it's like 10. I'm super tired, but I thought I would get on here and share. And so I guess on to the next one. We're still searching. So anyway, if you have hung out this long with me, thank you so much. And I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.